Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know, go right down here. Yes, look in your settings, find your subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do from time to time pop in. And also, give me a thumbs up so I can fight this algorithm, this beast that continues to drag me up and down these internet streets. I really would appreciate your help with that. Also, right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my little channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I'll be so grateful and so thankful for that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time, donation to the channel, our super thanks button is right over there. And any donation made to this channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, with all that said, let's get to the read. I'm telling you, it is jam-packed. It is a jam-packed read. And I just want to say this in the beginning, it might be a little disjointed, it might not always go together because I have had such a busy day. As you can see, I've been out voting and I've been doing some other errands. So I couldn't pay as much attention to the read as I wanted to. But you know what? I was determined to bring you a read today. And because I'm a little nervous about the election, I would not want to be any other place except here in y'all's presence. So, let's get into the read. When I was putting the read together today, of course, I was all up and down these internet streets, all on the corner, up and down, all around. Well, I was over to Instagram, and the squatties over to Instagram are just kind of all over the place, but they're mostly dragging Camilla and William. Those two. They are really getting drugged. Charles is getting drugged too, but it's mostly William and Camilla. I did not go to the dark side. Y'all know I only go every now and then, and when I do a pop up about it. So I didn't go to the dark side because today is election day. I am stressed and hyped enough without going over there seeing them flying monkeys, them minions, them potato heads, them hags over there talking nonsense. And so I decided to protect my peace today. So I did not go over there. I kind of just stuck my head over at TikTok today. Not so much. I really didn't spend a whole lot of time over there. I mostly spent my time on my home, over at my home, away from home. And y'all know what that is at. That is X, formerly known as Twitter. Because uh, the squatties are really having a good time over there. They are having a good time dragging Camilla and continually dragging William for the slumlord that he is, and him saying that he is a global statesman, and the South African government airing him out about it. It is so funny. It is hilarious. I mean, you're going to say yourself, you're going to put out a statement that you're a global statesman and not let it happen organically. Like when you do the work, when you put in the work, people say, you know what, that person, look at all his work. That person is a global statesman. No, you just gonna say it. And he has been at this for 3 or 4 years, and all of a sudden he is a global statesman. It is the funniest thing, and the squatters are dragging him for filth. They also continue to drag Charles, trying to throw out his cancer card as usual, trying to use that because the Sunday Times and the C4 dispatches have just absolutely blew up their spots. I'm telling you, they are in full retreat over there in them palaces. They are hunkered down for incoming attacks. I'm telling you, the people of the UK are hot. Time you have any kind of platform where you have the UK public calling in, they are talking over there. They are saying how, how what grifters they are, what horrible people they are. I mean, oh, I saw a panel with Storm Huntley, and they were calling in, and I'm telling you, people are very, very angry, and they feel like that they should give that money back to the NHS because it is so strapped. The money that they have taken from them, that should be given back, and they should pay corporate taxes on this land. And they say it really needs to be reevaluated because this is land that they acquired back in the 13th century. I'm telling you, people are peeved. I can't say the word, but they are pissed. They are. And every call-in show that it is, I saw one on LBC. I mean, oof, people are hot. And they are hunkered down over there. They are. And Cammy was supposed to have a whole lot of engagements because y'all know her documentary is coming up soon, and so she had these engagements, and now she done got sick. You know how that's the way the royals are. If they get any stench on them, or they have any kind of incoming assault on them of any kind, all of a sudden they all just about at the thresholds of death. Because look at Charles and Kate. They got the stench of racism on, what is his name? Piers Morgan ratted them out, exposed them as the royal racists, and I think 2 weeks later they both had cancer. It was a mess, I'm telling you. And now, since this has happened, here it is with Cammy. Cammy says she got a chest infection. Who knew? Who knew? All I know is it sounds and it smells a little suspicious. I'll put it that way. But that's what they're talking about over on X, formerly known as Twitter. So let's get started. I'm going to get started with this picture right here. And this picture to me just says everything that the UK media is doing. Is you see this man standing out in there and he's saying nothing to see here, but look in the back of him. It is all kind of fire. Buildings are falling down. Just everything is going on behind him, but it's nothing to see here. And that is what the Royal Roader is pretty much doing. Totally and absolutely ignoring this bombshell report from the Sunday Times and the C4 Dispatch. And I'm telling you, it's getting a lot of play in a whole lot of places. And like I said, people are hot. People are mad. They are really, really angry with the royal family right now because they didn't realize that the family has their fingers in so much of the public's purse. And y'all remember when everybody got so mad about Harry, and when Harry and them decided that they were going to just be well, they was gonna leave. They weren't gonna, they wasn't gonna be a full-time royals anymore and stuff like that. And that's the first thing we were talking about. They need to pay that money back for Frogmore Cottage. They need to pay that money back. And all kinds of stuff. Harry and Meghan could not get away with anything. And little did they know, honey, they was robbing them every turn, the royal family. It wasn't Harry and Meghan. They didn't have to worry about Harry and Meghan taking anything from them because Harry and Meghan ran them a check for $2.4 million to for those renovations on that cottage, and then they turned around and took it from them, took the money, and then took the cottage. That's what they did. But yet and still, they still be in Harry and Meghan's pocket. But anyway, I digress. This is the Royal Roader in a nutshell. It's nothing to see here. Even though the whole place is coming tumbling down, they want to pretend like nothing is happening. All right, let's go on. I am going to read this tweet from this squatty. I'm going to put this up, and this was posted from Omid Scobie. And it says, it's been 2 days since the C4 dispatch and the Times investigative team reported that King Charles and Prince William was secretly making millions from the NHS, the armed forces, and the UK charities. And not one member of the Royal Rota has published a proper follow up coverage. And I am not surprised by that. And this squatter answered back and said, and the lack of dispatches coverage from the Royal Rota, whose job it is to report on the British royal family. It's not surprising in the least. The same client journalists who promote Prince William's homeless projects are silent on his failures as an actual landlord. They are silent. They want us to believe there's nothing to see here. They want it to move on. They want it to die down. But people are pissed. And if you watch all those different shows that people can call in, you'll see that people are pissed about this. They are. And that's why Cammy got sick. I'm just saying. This particular person said, they are not journalists. Royal reporters are corrupt royal family propagandists, mouthpieces who do briefing, planning story, and spreading lies on behalf of the palace. Still waiting for their spinning WhatsApp message to defend Prince William and King Charles looting. I love that word because that pretty much is what it is. They are looting the UK public. They are. And the raw rodents, that's what they are. They have nothing to say about it. Look at Rebecca English, just as quiet. Becky ain't said not one word. Richard Eden, just as quiet as a church mouse. They hadn't said anything. I'm telling you, and Phil Dampier and all those other people, just quiet. Ain't said nothing. I'm going to put this up. It says, how are royal reporters supposed to be taken seriously? Harry told you all they are an extension of PR and currently doing exactly that. Next week, they'll be back on the non tax funded Meghan worn a red dress and Harry has been snubbed. They already on it. They already on that. Talking about, and it's a I got a little feature later on about talking about how much it costs for Harry and Meghan to fish pond it in their home that they paid for with their hard-earned money, none from the tax-paying citizens of the UK. But yet and still the Daily Fail is running a story about that, but not William or Charles. They just talking about Charles having cancer, not Charles having his hand in the UK public's pocket. Not that part, but him having cancer. I'm I'm just saying. And I found this little article right here, and it says the Royal Charity Con, profiting from patronages. For years, the British public have been told that the royal family contributions to society justify the vast sums of money they receive through the sovereign grant. See, the UK citizens, the UK public thought that basically all they would really get money from them out of their pockets was from the sovereign grant. And they have been sold on this idea for years and years and years that it was only a pound. I thought it was a pound 25, but I saw a man on a panel said it was a pound 87 or something like that, less than 2 pounds for every UK citizen. And that was the sovereign grant, and that's all that the UK citizen was paying. But now it's been exposed that they are paying a whole lot more on everything. That the royal family has their fingers in everything, including charities. They have their hand in the pockets of charities. charities. And it says, the cornerstone of this justification has been their extensive charitable work. Members of the monarchy proudly list dozens of organizations they serve as patrons of, lending their name and prestige to causes ranging from healthcare to social welfare. However, a recent dispatches documentary has pulled back the curtain to the troubling truth. Instead of supporting charities, the royals have been profiting from them. One of the most shocking revelations was disclosed that the royal family, while acting as patrons of charities like the Macmillan uh, Cancer Support, was quietly making millions from these very organizations. It says the public had long believed that the royals' patronage meant that the royals was giving their time and resources to help charity thrive. Instead, it appears that they were benefiting financially from the very institutions meant to serve the most vulnerable in society. Now, you know you have to be a low down, dirty one to take advantage of that. And most of, we would say, us squatters would say, all they charities go bust. We would actually say that. And Harry and Meghan's charities seem to thrive. The ones that they chose, they would actually make sure that they survived. But especially Kate's, all of Kate's charities would absolutely go bust. But little did we know that some of them, even though the royals were royal patrons of the charity, they would also had their hand in the charity's pockets. They did. And Macmillan Cancer Support. People, ooh, I mean, it's not a low that they won't go, but I have always said that I always believed that it wasn't a low that they wouldn't go. It said Macmillan, like many charities, rely on donations and public goodwill to provide critical support for cancer patients. And Charles up there taking money from them, never saying we're going to exempt them. Mm, the thought that the thought that any portion of those funds meant to ease suffering, support families, and advance treatment was instead funneled into the royal coffers is deeply, deeply unsettling. It transforms the image of the royal patronages from one of benevolence to one of exploitation. Where is the lie? Can you believe it? I mean, taken away from this charity, this Macmillan Cancer Support, and think about the money that they paid to Charles, to his duchy, that could be used. He could have exempt them and said, "No, we're not going to charge you anything," because it's not like they can afford to exempt them. Charities, they can afford to exempt the charities. They could afford that. But no, they are taking money from them. Mm, mm. It says, uh, for decades, the monarchy has been portrayed as an indispensable pillar of British society, with their charitable efforts often cited as the key reason for the continued public funding. The image is now been tarnished. It's been exposed for what it is. It's a grift. It is a straight up grift. The monarchy is a grift, and the people on the outside looking in could see it. We have been yelling it from the rafter. Why are y'all bowing down to these people who just slipped out of the birth canal? Why are you emptying your pockets to these people who are living in castles and walking around and have a butler ironing their shoelaces and put toothpaste on their toothbrush. Why are y'all doing that? And they are taxing the British people to high heaven and charging all of these social programs and social organizations through the yazoo, getting money from the public purse. I'm just saying. It's a financial relationship between the monarchy and these charities raise urgent questions. How much have they taken? How many charities are involved? Good questions. And perhaps most importantly, why was this hidden from the public? Transparency and accountability are essential when public money and trust are at stake. Yet, in this case, the royals appear to have operated with little to no oversight. The revelation demand reckoning. If the monarchy values is to be judged by their service to the nation, it's time to reassess the service. And think about, what do they do? What do they do to deserve all this money and all of this reverence? What do? They go and cut a ribbon. They go and pull a string to show a plaque. They go and dig a hole and put a tree in it. Most of the time, the tree is already in the hole, and all they do is pick up a shovel of dirt and put it on there. They go and sit in the royal box of Wimbledon. What do they do? I mean, they ride around in golden carriages with all these stolen jewels on their heads. How is that helping the UK people? I'm just asking. It is crazy to me. It said the answer to these questions will shape the future of Britain's relationship with its monarchy and perhaps finally bring about the accountability that has long been overdue. I want to talk about these questions again because, boy, was these some good questions. It says, are they truly serving the public good? Are they really serving the public good by pulling strings, by cutting ribbons, by riding in carriages to Ascot and watching horses race? What do they do? What do they do? And all of these charities that they're patrons of, they don't raise money for them. They don't get out and work for them like Harry does Cinnabale. Harry donated over $1 million to Cinnabale from his book Spare. He goes out and have a polo um, charity polo game every year to raise money to support Cinnabale. He works and networks for Cinnabale with organizations and businesses to bring opportunity to Lesotho. I mean, that's a patron, not somebody who just put their name and you can put it on a plaque and that's it. And then you have to make your way to find the money to keep your charity going. Look at Well Child. Look at Scotty's Little Soldiers. Harry puts in the work. He networks for all of his charities and he makes sure that they survive and he is consistent year after year after year. He shows up. Mm. Britain, Britain got to come to terms with the fact that they have been suckered for a century, centuries, that they have been suckered. They have been bamboozled. They have been run amok. They have. They have been grifted on the highest of levels. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put this up, and this squatter said, William is asking this woman, "Where is my rent? Where is my rent? I know your house is full of mold and your roof is leaking, but you know what? You need to run me that check, or cash will do." That's what he's telling that lady, because he is a straight up slumlord. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and it's something to think about. It says, never forget, only one role has been an actual benefit to the taxpayer. His wedding added a 1 billion to the UK economy, and his innovations and taxpayer property to the tune of 2.4 million from his own pocket. And we all know that when they redid Frogmore and when they said that they were going to step back, they wanted that money back. And it was to the tune of 2.4 million pounds. And Harry and Meghan ran that check from their own pockets just so they would shut up about it and pay the rent in advance. And this was supposed to be a wedding gift from the Queen. I have never known a wedding gift that you had to run a check for. That is the crazy thing. But Harry and Meghan did everything, and they still evicted them. Illegal. This squatter says still illegally evicted them. And I agree with that because they had signed a lease. And Charles said that he wanted them gone. And Harry said, "You must not want to see your grandchildren." He said, "You got to get up out of here. We're evicting you." So that was his answer. But yet and still, they still want to try to give Harry a hard time. He won't let Charles see the children. And Charles, I want to see the children. If Charles really wanted to see those children, they would be at Frogmore for the summer. They would be up at Balmoral for the summer. He's a liar and he is a thief. He is both, and a slumlord on top of it. I'm just saying. This particular squatter says this. It said, "You can tell how low King Charles' morals are, that he would rob his own son so he would have no qualms robbing the taxpayer." They attacked Prince Harry and Meghan because they are an example of how royals should behave, giving, not taking from charities. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? And he had no qualms with taking that 2.4 million from his son, knowing that rundown property that they call Frogmore Cottage was already on the list to be to be repaired, on the list for repairs. But yet and still, they still insisted that Harry and Meghan pay them 2.4 million. And at the end of the day, Harry and Meghan's 2.4 million is the only reason why that they made any profit that year. But yeah, all right, we're gonna put this up. It says it's becoming clearer why the royal family resented Meghan's creativity, determination to do good, follow through, and successfully leaving her patronages and charities better than she found them. It made them afraid that they would be expected to actually do something rather than take. Where is the lie? See, when Meghan came into that family, she believed the hype. And the hype was that they were there to do good. They were there to serve the people. They were there to, be the patronages of all these charities, and they were supposed to work for them and just really, really do good and make make serve the people, serve the people, public service. That's what the royals is for, and that's what Megan came there and started doing, and they had a problem with it because that wasn't what they were there for. That's what the people thought they were there for. But the royal family was there for real, for to make sure they get the photo op, to do the busy work, to pretend like they're actually doing something. In actuality, they're not doing anything. They was there for the scam. They were there for the grift. And when Megan came in there, who was a genuine person who actually had a genuine desire to help people, and the British people recognized that and loved her for it, oh yeah, they had to get rid of her. And they went about doing exactly that. And now they're about trying to rewrite history with this Robert Hartman book, and it is hilarious. Just like Spare didn't exist, and like people are going to believe him over Spare. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that is the reason. And this squatty said members of the royal family visit Grenville and did nothing for them. But in 2018, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, forged a lasting relationship with the ladies of the Hub Kitchen and came up with a together cookbook that is continually making them money and supporting this kitchen, this charity. It was the only thing in the Royal Foundation that made any money this year. It's still making money. Mm. I'm gonna put this up. It says, just remember in the mix of the dispatch, the royal family, that Prince Harry donated 1.5 million of his spare memoir proceeds to Cinnabali charity. The Duchess of Sussex cookbook sells 130,000 copies to make £557,638 for Grenville Community Kitchen. Who are the grifters? Who are the grifters? Just want to know that. Are they the ones who actually helping people, or the ones who are actually taking people for everything they can get on the back end? And that's what William and Charles is doing. They on the back end just raking in the money. It is something. It is something. I'm gonna put this up. It says there are no way Meghan would ever fit into that institution. While she was using her profile to raise money for charities, the other royals was charging charities rent and calling it a grant. There you go. And Meghan came in there with a pure heart of service, kindness, and charity, and wanted to do good. I remember Meghan, she was talking about it. I think it was in the Harry and Meghan documentary, and she said, I did everything. I did everything. I tried, I tried. And she is not lying. She is not lying. It's no way she would ever be able to fit into that institution because that institution is rotten to the core. It is rotten to the core, and it spits out good people. If you see someone inside of that institution thriving like Kate, it's because they are just as rotten as the institution that they are in. Because if you're a good person, you get spit out. Look at Diana. Look at Meghan. Look at Harry. Harry said he never felt like he fit into that, folks. with them folks. And he was right. His feelings was right because he had a good heart. He was pure at heart. And those folks have a black heart. I'm just saying. All right. This is them dragon. This is the Scottish dragon William about South Africa. It says South African government said, nah, he's not he's not speaking. He doesn't have a speaking role. He has a photo opportunity like all celebrities. Charles' son is so delulu. Where is the lie? William is totally and straight up delulu. It's something wrong with William. I have said that time and time again. It is something wrong with him because look how he behaves and how he is in constant pursuit of his younger brother. He is out here releasing, doing news releases, saying this about himself that he is a global statesman, not allowing the people around him for this to grow organically and people see what he's doing, his work and everything. And then they say, you know what? He's not only the Prince of Wales, he is a global statesman. Look at this, look at that, look at what he did. William took on homelessness, and within a few months, he had a film crew following him, and he hadn't done one thing for the homeless. All he has done is pledge that he is going to build some homes. It ain't no ground been broke. It has not been a nail been hammered in a house. But yet and still, he has a film crew and putting out a documentary, a two-part documentary, and expected people to sit down and watch him serve up roasted potatoes to the homeless and not put a nail in a board to make a house. And now it has been exposed that even if he did, he needed to be over there doing something with the houses he already have that he is charging all this rent for, and it is just as filled up with black mold as it can be. I mean, it tell me William ain't the Lulu. And now he over in South Africa. Done went over there where the South African president is, talking about he is a global statesman because he just met with the president of South Africa for a photo op. And the president of South Africa was just ushering him right on out. Right on out. Because he has nothing. He has nothing. Look at Harry. Harry has been in Lesotho for what? I don't even know. Like I said, he was 19. He's 40 now. About 20 years he been in Lesotho with his charity, bringing something to South Africa. He was just over there with all of these corporate types, you know, lobbying for opportunities for these young people. I have a little article out of an article. Well, it's a little snippet out of an article about how Harry has changed lives. Harry has changed lives. Look at Invictus. Harry can truly say that he has changed lives. What lives have William changed? What lives has William changed? And here he is with a film crew, walking around with a film crew, just claiming, talking about his mom inspired him. And here he is, 40 years old, and his mom has just inspired him. His two charities are less than 5 years old. One was started in 2021, and the other one was started last year. And he has a film crew following him, and now he is doing press release saying that he is a global statesman. Tell me he's not Delulu. I absolutely agree with this. Charles' son is so delulu. I'm gonna put this up. This squatty right here says this. It says, remember when the public found out that Harry and Meghan's 2.4 million pound refurbish was funded by the taxpayer? And they insisted that they paid it back. And I'm telling you, the Royal Rotor was just one article after another, hounding Harry and Meghan, hounding them. But isn't it funny where they have found out that William and Charles is grifting on every level, the taxpayer, and they are totally quiet. Chris Ship, you couldn't pry his mouth open with a crowbar right now. Richard Eating is walking around with clothespins on his lips so he will not open them. And I'm telling you, Big Back Becky has gone missing. She is on the front of milk cartons. She has gone missing. We don't know what happened to her. She's gone. But yet and still, when Harry and Meghan said they were stepping down and they was not going to be senior royals anymore, they wrote story after story after story about this 2.4 million pounds, the taxpayer money. Y'all know that they went through the budget even before they stepped down. They was talking about how much it costs to refurbish Broadmoor Cottage, which was already on the list to be refurbished in the first place. And they was up there talking about Meghan was gonna have yoga floor in there and all kinds of nonsense and how much it was gonna cost and just all kind of nonsense like Harry and Meghan didn't deserve anything, that they should be walking around in rags and living in a shack. That was the raw rotor. But now, when it's been found out about Charles and William, just as quiet. I'm telling you, are just as quiet. And like I said, Rebecca English has gone missing. She is on the back of milk cartons right now. She is missing. People are wondering where she's at. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And they insisted that they paid it back, which Harry did. However, many millions do Charles and William owe us. A lot. A lot. They owe you a lot. And they've been grifting. That family has been grifting since Henry VIII and way back, even past that. The British public, the poverty and the hardships that they have had to suffer because of that family. It is something. It is something, I'm telling you. And what I was telling you about Harry, and it was in this article right here. And the name of the article is Prince Harry Calls for Change During Fireside Chat in Lesotho for Senabale. And this is what I was saying about Harry doing stuff. This has been his charity. He founded this 20 years ago. And this is what it says. It says the charity touches the lives of almost 80,000 children and young people each year. It has worked to ensure that 90% of people living with HIV in Lesotho know their status and is connected to treatment. Saving lives. That's what Harry's doing. It said the Duke of Sussex and Princess Cecil participated in a fireside chat along with Dr. Sophie Kanduka, MBE, and Cinebale's board chairman. And then it kind of go on and tell you all the different people who are part of the board of Cinebale. But can you believe that 80,000 children and young people know what their status is and is living with that is living with HIV and are connected with treatment? That is points on the board. That is results. That is a global advocate. This performative nonsense that William is doing is insulting. It really is. And it's just, I just don't know what to say. But yes, he is the Lulu. He is. I'm gonna put this up. This is what this squatty said. It says, if anyone fancy a good laugh, go to the BBC post where they announced that Camilla is being ill. Oh my God, people are tired. And yes, yes, yes. Yes. Did I run over there? Yes, I did. This squatty said, I'm cackling over the BBC announcing that the Queen is ill, and people are totally confused because they think that they're talking about Queen Elizabeth and not Camilla. The comments. And y'all know I ran and did not walk over there. And this is what the BBC had put up. It said the Queen is unwell with a chest infection and has withdrew from her engagements this week. Buckingham Palace says. Yeah, we all know why she withdrew. We all know why she withdrew because they always get sick. When it gets hot, they get sick. But anyway, some of the things that people said in the comments, I'm telling you, they had me howling. And I'm just going to read a few of them. I'm not going to put them up, I'm just going to read them. This one woman said, she's not the queen. And then it said, I thought this other one said, I thought this was an old tweet for a minute. And this guy said, she's been dead 2 years. Surprised she's still attending them. Oh, Lord. He says, I actually find it quite offensive to call her queen. She isn't. She never will be. Ours is dead, sadly. They ate her up. He said, I bet she didn't wait 4 days for a doctor's appointment or give symptoms to an unqualified receptionist. And one just said, Queen Consort. I mean, it is so funny. It's so funny. And this particular person said, lazy mayor is not the queen. Please stop shoving that home wrecking imposter down our throats. Okay, this one says this. It said a queen is ill. Well, I think she might be considering she has been dead for 2 years. All I can say is they ate them up. And I'm gonna put this one up. This is a little out of order because it's still talking about William over in South Africa, and it says Cape Town ready to welcome Prince William for Earthlock Prize. South Africans aren't impressed. Prince William will be in attendance at the Earthlock Prize on the 6th of November in Cape Town. The Earthlock Prize, which focuses on protecting the environment, is close to the prince's heart. It says some South Africans only want the prince to visit if he returns what the British stole from the country. And this particular squatter said they want their gold and diamonds back. People are just not having it. They are just not having it. They are not feeling him coming over there using them for props and not bringing all the stolen stuff that they got over there back. Charles, one of them big old diamonds in his hat or somewhere belongs to South Africa. I'm just saying. And this right here, it says Prince William and Kitty, Lord and Lady of the Slum. Lord and Lady of Slum. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna put this up. This squatter says this. It says Prince William has been exposed for being a slumlord who rents moldy and freezing houses to tenants while he makes charities pay him rent for donations. So the UK Royal Reporters want you to know that Harry and Meghan pay £231 for someone to care for their fish. And that was a real article that they put in the newspaper today. And totally and absolutely, this was in the Daily Mail, a real article that they put in there talking about Harry and Meghan pay somebody £231 an hour to care for their fish on their property. Money that they work hard for doesn't come out of the pockets of the taxpayer or anything like that. And who knows, they probably made it up because they don't know Harry and Meghan's business like that. But I digress. But they have no smoke for William, who's renting out all of the is a basically a slumlord, and has his fingers in every pie it is in Great Britain, getting a little bit of slice of everybody's pie, like a mafia boss. But yet and still, they up there talking about who take care of Harry and Meghan's fish. These people are so unserious, and they just expose themselves to be so corrupt every day. It's ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. I'm gonna put this up. This was in Newsweek, and it's an article by Jack Royston, and he's talking about this book by Robert Hartman that is, I think it came out in I think it's called the New Court Old Court or something like that, King Charles III, and I think it came out the first of the year, and now it's he's added some chapters to it to try to gaslight us and try to tell us that what was in Spare is not true, and basically it's saying that Meghan uh was offered help, but she wouldn't even take it. This the name of the article is Meghan Markle was offered help but didn't trust Palace royal staffer. And basically they saying that Charles's private secretary, I think his name is Clive, what is his name? His name is Sir Clive Atherton, and they saying that basically it says those two were offered considerable resources and then later said that they had been offered no help, and that was completely wrong. See, they trying to rewrite that, trying to make Harry out a lie when Harry said on the Harry and Meghan documentary and said every ask, every request was met with silence. And Harry said at a point, silence becomes betrayal. Y'all remember that? And now they want to try to gaslight us into believing that no, Charles was really trying to help Harry. And Meghan just wouldn't accept any help because she didn't trust the palace. Isn't this something? I mean, and this is the article that he wrote. It says Hartman wrote among the king's team were those of whom previously dealing with the Duke of Sussex had been a reminder of the old adage that a good deed doesn't a good deed goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. Prince Harry had been weirdly critical of his father's staff in his memoir, trying to rewrite history, trying to go systematically, go back and turn back the hands of time and say no, that it didn't happen like that. It actually happened like this. Harry and Meghan just didn't like us. Stop it. Stop it. Because you have been exposed to the fakers, the grifters, and the low down dirty dogs that y'all are. Compared to Harry and Meghan, y'all think that we would believe anything that comes out of Kensington Palace? The same palace that the AP said is on the same level as Russia, Iran, and North Korea. And I agree. But now they want to say that Meghan was offered help. She turned it down. That Harry was offered help. They just turned it down. And he just decided to be critical of us, but we gave him help. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. That's what that little article is about. And I want to do this. I want to put up the clown. Send in the clown. He is still the clown that he was since birth. Charles has always been a clown. The queen had a hard time with him because he always was a clown. And he was determined to do what he wanted to do. And he just about has brought down the monarchy doing it. And let's not forget his son, the global statesman, as he has proclaimed himself to be, the clown. Mm. And also, don't y'all forget, if y'all mess with Harry and Meghan, we will absolutely rip your face off. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Bye.